Hello, my name is John Howard, and today I'd like to talk to you about the Piezo Pen. For about the last year or so, I've been writing about the Piezo Pen in the Maryland Acupuncture Society newsletter. In those articles I dubbed Clinical Pearls, I show how you can use the Piezo Pen in your clinic to treat patients and some of the common conditions you'll see and how the Piezo Pen can help you treat those conditions. So first I'm going to generally talk about the Piezo Pen, a little bit about it, and then we're going to go into showing you how to do those protocols I wrote about. Okay, first there's two types of pens, Piezo pens. There's the LT, which is this one here, and there's another one called the DX. The only difference is the DX has what looks like a big globe at the end of it. And they say that the DX is actually more sturdier and it's a little heavier. If you drop it, it won't break. But to be quite honest with you, as I was filming this for the last 20 minutes, I actually dropped this about 3 times and it still works. So for most people, the LT will be just as good. Unless you're very clumsy, then you might want to try the DX, but the LT will probably work for you too. Over the last year or so, when I've written about the Piezo Pen, some of the emails and letters I've gotten, phone calls, have been from practitioners saying that when they use the Piezo Pen, they actually felt a strong current. When you use the Piezo Pen, you actually are the ground, like this. When you treat, your finger is actually on one point and the pen is on the other point, and electricity comes through you. And some of that current has been a little too strong for the practitioners. So what I'm going to do today is to show you what's called a hammer stem probe that you can use with the Piezo pens that will help take you out of the equation. You won't be the ground. You can treat 2 points that way. I always treat 2 points. It seems to work better when you're treating with the Piezo Pen. Okay, the hammer stem probe is this. Now, to be honest with you, I've really never used it before until just recently, so I can show you how to use this. It comes in 2 pieces. First, I don't know if you can see this, it comes with this little brass ring with a little bullet and a little knob here. And the second thing is the hammer right here. And what you're going to do to use the hammer stem probe with the Piezo Pen is to put it on just like this. Fit that little bullet nice and tight right in that hole. And then with the little brass knob, you're going to bend it down. It makes the circle a little bit bigger. You need to put the Piezo Pen right in there. So now you can treat 2 points with the pen on Li4 and the hammer actually on the point you're going to use. You try it a few times to ask the patient if they can feel the current at both ends, on the point and the point you're anchoring with. If not, sometimes you might want to just adjust the bottom part here to make sure it's connected, firmly enough so you can get that connection to get the electricity in both points. It works well, and you'll see if you have a problem with feeling the current, this should really help you. You can buy both these devices from Las OMS, which I buy all my stuff from, and I think this is a great device and a great little tool to help you in your everyday practice. One of the things I want to talk about with the Piezo Pen is they get about 10,000 clicks, or a lifespan of about 10,000 clicks. As they start to get older, you'll notice that the intensity and the current starts to diminish if you're using your finger versus the hammer stem probe. What I tend to do is I usually buy a bunch of these at one time, 5 or 6, for a few reasons. One is so I keep using them all the time, so one doesn't wear out much quicker. And 2, I always seem to have a problem with these things kind of walking out of my clinic, or should I say just disappearing. I found a few the other day in my car. I found one in my gym bag. I find them all over the house. So that being said, just remember that these sometimes will grow legs and walk away. So if you have one, it's always best to have a second one on hand. Or if you have multiple clinics, it's always good to have. One thing with the Piezo Pen is that I usually don't use it around the heart, on the face, or in the head. There's been no reports of injuries or anything like that, but there's no research at all that says you can or you can't. But just for some common sense and just to make sure that you don't cause any problems or anything like that, I kind of stay away from those areas. With the Piezo Pen too, I usually click it about 10 to 12 times on each point and go on from there. You can use the pen about 10 to 20 times a day. If you send the pen home with a patient or you sell these to your patients, you can do that too. I tell them to use it no more than 20 times. The great thing about this pen is they can use it at home and they can treat themselves in between treatments. So when they come back, their pain is usually not that high. It usually works out really well. If they're living with somebody or somebody's close by, have them come to the clinic and you can show that person how to use the Piezo Pen so they can treat the person you're treating. It seems to work better when you have somebody else so they can use 2 points. If not, that's okay. The one person that can actually treat themselves just with a pen. Okay, let's go on to some now protocols we use with the Piezo Pen.